super frank. He's doing the job at the moment, and I think what he's able to do and what he's been doing is really integrate something that's just so positive all around for the club. And in a lot of ways, there are going to be things that are going under the radar at the moment. They'll be focused on other clubs at the moment, but I think he's just quietly going about his business. And the great thing, the most exciting thing for Chelsea fans, is we are far from the finished article. Hello there guys, what is going on? Son of Chelsea back here again for my rational perspective on Southampton 1, Chelsea 4, another convincing win. Probably our most convincing of the season, even though there wasn't a clean sheet to go with it. I just thought, just so impressive today. Another win, 4 in a row, the first time back-to-back Premier League wins, and we go into the international break with a wonderful feeling around the club that has already been there, but this just rubber stamps it. And I think we can go into the international break really with so much optimism, because I think there was so much to be excited about with this performance. And as I say, a lot of the times this season, there of course are negatives to it, which is just, I think, natural with what we're seeing at Chelsea at the moment. But the fact that there is so much positivity and the results are going right at the moment, it's a wonderful place, Chelsea, at the moment. And I think being a Chelsea fan, there's just so much optimism and love for the team, love for the manager, and love for the club, which is absolutely amazing to have this only at the start of our journey, hopefully, with Lampard. But going into the team, I was one away the starting 11 in my team selector. Mason Mount did start. We went to a 4-2-3-1 with Mason Mount starting as number 10, HUDSON-ODOI getting his first Premier League start, Willian staying in the team, a same back two, and everything else pretty much the same. And it was interesting because, as expected, as Southampton have already done this season, a really high press from the start, and that's what is expected. That's what they're trying to play under Hasenhüttl, and it's difficult in those first 10 minutes. And I thought if we could ride those early moments, especially mostly in that first half against Southampton, I thought if we could get through those moments, then we could easily break through that press and start to penetrate that defence, which is quite poor for Southampton. And that's pretty much what happened. I remember Redburn had a shot. There was a few sloppy passes. We'll come to them. But the opening goal, brilliant ball over the top by Callum, and Tammy Abraham running through, and he just lobs the keeper. There was a bit of, I think, indecision from, I think it was Angus running goal, and with a lovely chip, and then it just goes over the line. Even though Yoshida got back and cleared it, it did go over the line. 1-0. Another goal for Tammy. Absolutely clinical at the moment. 2 goals within a week. 8 now in the Premier League, on the same number of goals as Sergio Aguero, and is 1 closer now in all comps to 10, reaching that magical 10 number, which you wouldn't put past him doing when we come back after the international break against Newcastle, because he is in such fine form, and it's so important him scoring opening goals of games. That's so important as a striker. He isn't scoring once the game's done. He's scoring goals at vital moments, and that really set us off right away. And then once again, really pressing high. It was a weird. The first half, there was, even though we scored 3 goals in the first half, there was never a sense of control, really. We were just able to capitalise on Southampton's poor mistakes, and Mason Mount absolutely did that, proving why I was wrong in saying he shouldn't be in the team. Absolutely energy. Any sense of tiredness just didn't look present for me with Mount today, especially in that first half. He pressed, won a header, which then we were able to win the possession back quite high up the field, and it was a lovely move, Jorginho to Willian, who I thought was brilliant today, a lovely ball into Mason Mount. So the guy who starts the move ends the move, and once he took that first touch in the box, you're just so confident with Mason with his finishing in front of goal that he's going to finish that chance, and he absolutely did. 2-0, and we're cruising, and you're like, okay, this is brilliant. And Mason, I think, had a chance again after that, which he shot wide. But I was watching the game, having a conversation with my dad about this, and it's so true that Chelsea at the moment, there is always that chance we are going to let a team back into the game, and that's what happened. You talk about that goal and Valery getting as far as he did. This wasn't from a set piece. I actually thought we defended set pieces pretty well today. That was defending as a team and not allowing Valery to get that far. He should never get that far. That's not on the back two. That is on the group of players who allowed Valery to run as far. And Jorginho, I know Souness was giving crap to Jorginho for not sticking out a leg. Jorginho was on a booking, so he couldn't. That's why he didn't challenge. I think if he wasn't, he would have stuck out a leg there. But it shouldn't have got that far, and Danny Ings, poacher in the box, is in good form at the moment, gets them back in the game, and you're worried. And I think Redmond had a chance after that. And we sort of rode the storm. And once again, once we got past Southampton's press, Valerie really pressing hard. I think it was on Hudson-ODOI. Jorginho, a lovely ball out to Alonso, who was surging forward, had so much space on that left, cuts it back, and Kante with a shot that gets deflected. It goes in, it's 3-1, and we're back in control. And once you get into half time, and I just want to talk about this, Jorginho with an absolutely brilliant clearance off the line just before half time from Danny Ings after a poor pass from Tomori. I just want to touch on this. I didn't think Tomori had the best game today. He gave... there was a few sloppy passes, which we did see against Lille. You expect that from a player. I think the first sloppy pass was just an under-hit pass, but the second one was so poor. And we were lucky that Jorginho was on the line to clear that. So anyone who says he can't defend, that's Jorginho for you. And that's a big moment in a game, because if Southampton are able to score a second there right before half time, the complexion of that second half changes. And really that first half was punctuated by bad defending by both sides, more by Southampton than us. But you're sort of going into half time, you breathe, and you're sort of like, we can't allow this to continue. We need to get some control back in this game. And that's what that second half really was. It's tough to sort of analyse that second half right up to the last few minutes where we score our fourth, because we were just really in control of that game. A really professional half from Chelsea. We just wasted time. We got fouls. That was mostly from the likes of Willian, who I thought was amazing today. Once again, really driving the team forward and really making an impact. So he's going to keep his place in the team. But just in terms of experience and nous and doing the dirty side of the game, really stopping Southampton getting any sort of rhythm, allowing them to have possession in a lot of cases, and they just didn't have the quality to break us down. And you go all the way to the end of the half where Pulisic and Michy come on and they combined at Dortmund, combining at Chelsea. It was a lovely assist from Pulisic to cut it back to that, and Michy with a lovely run into the box against a tired Southampton defence, and it's a great finish. It's 4-1 and it rounds out the day, rounds out the victory. And as I say, it was just a lovely performance. And considering I'm recording this before Manchester United's game, but we know Tottenham have dropped points, really important going into this international break that we're starting to get wins against teams we are supposed to, and that's what's going to get us in the race of the top four. You've got to be putting Southampton away, and that's what we did today. And just really clinical, as I say, from defending, that one lapse in concentration which cost us. And as I say, Southampton may have been better on a different day and that could have cost us. Luckily we got away with it, but it's, once again, I'm sure Frank will be annoyed at the fact that there was that moment where we did have that lapse, and against a better opposition we could have got punished there, but we didn't. And I think the second half was really commendable in how boring it was. It was really just a professional half by Chelsea of just really sitting in, not making any mistakes, not overcommitting when we're 3-1 up, when we have a 2-goal advantage, and eventually pouncing by bringing on fresh legs later on in the game. But yeah, we go into the international break now, and that's actually personally for me quite exciting, because I'm really intrigued to see Tomori, Tammy, Mason all feature for England, and that's something different and refreshing for an international break, that I'm actually excited for England games to see those players get minutes, and they are going to be absolutely buzzing with confidence. And Super Frank, he's doing the job at the moment, and I think what he's able to do and what he's been doing is really integrate something that's just so positive all around for the club. And in a lot of ways there are going to be things that are going under the radar at the moment. They'll be focused on other clubs at the moment, but I think he's just quietly going about his business. And the great thing, the most exciting thing for Chelsea fans, is we are far from the finished article. There are so many things. There are players to come back. Rudiger in that back too as well. We're nowhere near. Reece James hasn't even been integrated into this side yet, really. He's being slowly integrated, which I think is smart. There are just so many things to work on and improve, and I think for Chelsea fans that's so exciting, that even at this early stage with players who are just coming into their stride, the likes of Tammy, Mason, Fakayo, Callum Hudson-ODOI, who got good minutes today, could have been maybe more clinical, but of course made the assist for the opening goal. There's just so much excitement, and that's just so heartwarming for Chelsea fans that there is that. And if we keep this run going, if we get a really good run of results now and keep this good form going all the way up to when we face Manchester City, it's going to put us in a really good position. So no complaints today, other than of course the defensive lapses in concentration, but 4-1 away from home, you can't complain. It's a wonderful weekend. Tottenham are in crisis, and Chelsea are in fine form. So thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to never miss an upload. Follow me on Twitter @SonOfChelsea. and I'll see you again.